Hello, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Soul Light and Body. I'm Karen Pascal. I'm a holistic health and wellness coach. And it's a beautiful Monday morning. We are alive, we are here, we're doing well. And we just want to just give gratitude today and just be grateful that we could be here. And this morning we got such a beautiful guest, and she is coming all the way from one of the Arab countries. And we just want to welcome her. And we just want to get her, grab her journal, grab her pen, because there's a lot of notes that you're going to be able to take today to help you to better yourself, help you to get some bullet points and some tools that you can move forward with your life. So we just want to welcome her. I want to welcome Joan Williams also to the show, and Mr. Tom Thompson behind the scenes. So I will now hand you over to Miss Joan Williams.
Hi, Karen. Thank you very much. And thank you, Tom, and our beautiful guest, Dr. Hawizan. And to you, beautiful souls out there, good morning to you. I hope you had a great weekend and happy Monday. My name is Joan William, Holistic Health and Wellness Coach. And today we have Dr. Hawizan, who is going to share with us lots of information that is going to help us to incorporate in our lives so that we can continue living our best self. Dr. Hawazan is a practitioner in transformational energy and metaphysical healing. He holds a PhD of metaphysical counseling. With 15 years experience, she is versed in many areas in healing, and she's also a practitioner, as we said, in metaphysical. She's also a founder of her own business, which incorporates spiritual yoga. She's also a poet and a writer.
Slideshow for Doctor. Why don't you say your full name, Doctor? Because I don't want to butcher
We
it
don't
again.
want to mess your
First
name up.
of all, hello everyone. Hi Karen. Hi Joanne. Hi Tom, for your incredible work that you're doing behind the scenes. And it's lovely to see you again, Karen and Joanne. And hello everyone. Um, my name is Hawazin Ajwad Al Fasi, and I come from Saudi Arabia. I'm a practitioner in this special technique of healing that I'm doing, and I've got my PhD in the same specialty in metaphysical counseling, and I've been working on that since almost 15 years now. People, they need to know what I'm doing, not because of me, but because of the knowledge itself. It's very important, especially that I'm teaching what I'm doing, so people
Right.
can teach themselves by themselves. Yes,
What has led you to this journey?
I had a severe depression, and at that time, people, they didn't have the knowledge in my country about healing and about this alternative medicine. So there were only doctors who I really appreciate, but I've never believed in pills actually in doing the healing, because the pills actually they numb the pain. But in the end, I had to take it just in order to have a little light in my head, so I can think and I can heal myself and I can start reading. So, and this is what I did. I started connecting with people through Google. I started reading. Thanks a lot for Google mails, receiving email, and it took me 2 years to heal, actually. And then I felt that the tank of love within me was full, and I was ready to give. So I thought I started with my country, because I thought that lots of women at that time, they used to suffer from the same, not understanding what's going on with their lives. They have some kind of confusion. They didn't know how to deal with themselves and how to understand themselves, their needs, their problems, emotional problems in specific. And I found out that the base of all problems is the emotions, because feelings are vibrations, as the whole world is made of vibrations. So when it comes to feelings and to us humans, human beings, we our base is vibration, and what we have in our bodies is something called the governing meridian, which starts from the upper lip from inside. If you can touch it with your tongue, you can find like there is a tiny line in the middle of the upper lip. So this is the beginning of the governing meridian within anybody. It starts from the upper lip. It goes up to the middle of the nose, to the middle of the head, the forehead, and the head until the end of the spine. One negative feeling, which is negative vibration, can it, it affects it under on three levels. Physically, it causes pain. We take pills, and by time the disease explodes, and we don't know actually what's going on with us. And sometimes it works with medications, sometimes not. So, in order to have a balanced treatment, we need to treat both the medical side of the body and the, if I would say, the vibrational side of the body, in order to have a full treatment. The second level is emotionally, of course. We have so many unseen problems, but we feel them, and these are the vibrations I'm talking about. And for example, like fear, negative feeling, by time we can have so many blocks of fears and they explode in a way of what we call phobia, for example. I'm only giving examples. And the third level is our lives. Because of the law of attraction, when you have these kinds of vibrations, you will be attracting situations from which supports this kind of negative feeling. Like, for example, a person is always having betrayal situations from his friends, from his colleagues at work, from his spouse, and he doesn't know what's going on, or she doesn't know what's going on. This is the meaning of it. It's good will be blocked, and it will be translated or manifested in a different way. Because I'm giving this type of course, it takes me like 2 weeks in order to explain it and to show it with the slideshows, because I'm teaching this.
You mentioned freedom is a expression of your morals. Can you explain a little bit about that?
You know, my country, Saudi Arabia, is an open place now, and it makes me really happy that Prince Mohammed did that. It needed a lot of courage, stable vision, and I really encourage that. At the same time, if a person doesn't know what's the meaning of freedom, it can be chaos. So when I talked about freedom, you know, you're free to do whatever you like. This is true. There are, of course, laws within the place that you're in. At the same time, you have laws within, because when you don't have laws or boundaries which shows what you are, it won't be freedom.
Videos here, you can't resist change, and to cope with it is courage.
I give some bits and pieces about the healing, the kind of healing that I do in those videos. The videos are talking about social things, you know, but what I do is healing in my healing sessions. And it's amazing how you can see a person's life, how it is transformed into something that they didn't even imagine. It takes some effort from the person, but my sessions makes it easier for that person to, for example, if someone wants to get slimmer, there is a negative feeling which is causing them to be overweight, a negative feeling, if I would say hatred or unworthy or love unreceived. You know, there is a special chart which has all the negative feelings which a person can feel. Of course, scientists, it took them years and years in order to limit these types of feelings. They did a lot of tests on volunteering people in order to get this chart done. And after those tests, they discovered this chart. So the negative feelings I'm talking about, they are in that chart, and each problem within our bodies or our lives, it has a specific negative feeling. And this is what I do. I get this feeling out, the videos. The videos is just I'm giving something out of love to people.
That's absolutely amazing that you go really deep with it.
Because you can
And
do nothing, you know, Karen, without confronting yourself and admitting it's painful and it's hard, but it is much easier with the healing sessions I'm doing, because you feel sometimes that you are shocking with the negative feeling, and all of a sudden when I take the vibrations out, you feel that you are at ease, and you are relaxing, and you feel much better. I had so many people in my sessions. They cry, of course, from the negative feeling, and then all of a sudden they feel that they are free again, and it's not as painful as how it used to be because of the vibrations. It's something scientific, you know. Yes, it's true, and to make them learn how to heal themselves instead of paying money for those sessions. You know, some people they prefer that I work on them. We work together, and some others they're really curious to know and they are capable of doing it. So it's good that I'm giving these secrets that I have, and I'm giving people the chance to learn, because you know God, when He gives us something to learn, we should give it to others.
yes,
Yeah, this is what I
For
believe.
sure.
And that's why actually I went out on videos. I'm not the type of person who would like to expose herself or talk about herself or, brag about herself. But I had to go to appear on videos to let people know about this knowledge, because we all deserve to know. Sometimes you lose yourself and you don't know what's going on, what's happening. So when you have the answers to your questions, everything reveals and everything then melts, and it's like 50% of the problem. When you know it, when you admit it, it goes away. So there is this other 50 which you need to work on, and with the sessions I do, it's only little effort that you need to do in order to believe in God is the healer. I'm only a cause here, that God showed me the way out of the darkness that I was in, the panic attacks I used to get, that I didn't have any idea about actually. I went through all that to show me the light and to show me the way, and now I'm giving it to people. So thank you, God, and
it's
thank you.
Beautiful. That's
amazing.
very beautiful.
Yeah,
Because you were able to heal yourself going through
Yeah,
depression and everything else, and now you're giving it back to the world.
you know,
Describe when the transformation happens between you and your client. Can you describe a little bit about that?
after deleting one one single negative feeling, they feel better. They start feeling better. Example, I used to have a pain in the knee, and I did whatever it took me to get rid of that pain, and it won't go away. So when I started doing this method on me, all of a sudden it vanished. For my amazement, I used to have pain in the lower back. I used to have a pain in the neck. You know, sometimes you say for somebody you're a pain in the neck. This is true. You get pain in the neck. It was because of some incidents happened in my life. I discovered that from this feeling, negative feeling chart. He had many incidents of fear, which caused him to have phobia from heights. And we worked on that. It took me like 6 sessions. It was a bit difficult, but it took me 6 sessions. And then he started step by step to go on the plane, to travel nearby, and then further, and then further. He's fine now. I had another, even cancer, you know, but it was in the early stages. Um, it took me also like 7 sessions, and between a session and a session, there should be minimum couple of days so the body will relax a bit, because it would be like a bit tired. And she started missing the symptoms that she used to have, like being thirsty, being tired, couldn't go out of the house. She felt like she has the energy back again. And then I asked her after the sixth session to go and have a checkup, and she came back to me. Now, these are her words. She told me that the doctor said that the cells, the cancer cells, they died. And you have to understand that it's not me, it's not the method, because in before every session, I must pray for that person. I ask God to heal that person. So, because sometimes when I think about it, how come this person got healed? And then when I connect it to God, that God is the healer, then I can understand it.
Mm.
I can comprehend it. Because I don't believe that I'm the one who's doing it, of course not. God is the healer. And the prayer I'm praying, most of the Arab worlds, if not all, they know it, and I can always translate it in English when I have people. It has nothing to do with religion, of course. It's with the belief in God and only one God. And I ask Him to heal that person, and miracles happen, which is amazing. And
Beautiful.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is
I'm gonna
another
break.
one.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
break in here for just. Yes, I can hear you. She says.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maggie, for being here and for listening. And I'm grateful. And please say hi to all of Jordanian
Ah,
people. You want me to speak in
she
Arabic?
responded. She responded in Arabic. If
Okay,
you
then
can see
let me
it.
speak in Arabic. I'm so sorry that I have to speak in Arabic, but I will
Oh,
translate
please do.
what I'm.
She's Puerto
سلمي لي
Rican.
على كل أهل الأردن وكل الأردن. أنا جيت على درست في الجامعة الأردنية فترة الصيف، أخذت إنجليزي وفرنش في الجامعة الأردنية. كان اكسبيرينس رائع. أهل الأردن والله ما بجامل، ناس في منتهى الكرم. تعرفنا على عيلة واحدة بس وعرفونا على البلد كلها من كرمهم ومن لطافتهم ومن روعتهم. ححب كثير ان انا اجي واعرض الكورسات هذه في الاردن، ولي علاقات اوريدي في الاردن، بس ما سنحت لي فرصه انه اتكلم عن الشغل ده اللي انا بعمله لاهل الاردن. فبالعكس ححب كثير، وسلمي لي على الكل والجميع وشكرا. Yes, it is. And actually we are born to know each other, to respect each other, to
Yes.
understand
Yes.
each other's points of views and ideas, and this is how we grow on your way. It will definitely stop you because it won't work like this. Something definitely will stop a person to make them go back to themselves and to understand what's going on. There is no solution, there is no way out. Everybody will feel the same. They will be stuck and they will find no way out except of confronting yourself and admitting things. And this is the beginning of a beautiful journey. So don't be scared, don't be fearful. It's worth it in the end because you know the real meaning of life and the real you, which is really precious. What is dead is the body, and the body is a cover of what you really are. So it's nothing. My hair is nothing. My skin is nothing. We are all made of vibrations in the end. So the vibrations will stay. And you will reach another level, a higher level, and then a higher one, which is the highest and which is eternity. This is not eternity. This is only you passing by. I used to write since I was 11 years old, and I'm not gonna tell you what my age now. Let's say like 5 years ago, maybe. So it's yeah, I just used to write. Though my worst marks were in Arabic grammar, you know, I hate
Right.
it. But when I write in classical Arabic, and I just write. I don't know how, but when I read it like the next day or the day after, it's amazing. I don't know how did I write this. It's poetry and it's classical Arabic, and I published a couple of books. That was a long time ago, and until now I write.
Can you talk a little bit about trauma? How when someone comes to you with trauma, how do you prepare them and move them through that transition?
Okay, first of all, they need to know that this thing, what happened to them, is the real thing. Because sometimes when they come to me, they think they get affected by that incident, but something else comes out. Through vibrations, we know a person has the subconscious within the brain and the conscious. The conscious is only 10% of the brain, and it's what we use in our lives, in our daily lives, our education, whatever you are aware of. The subconscious, the its work is, it works like a computer. It saves all the information about that person in specific. Each one of us has this subconscious, which is saving all the information that you don't know. Some things are inherited, some feelings when you were in the womb. So it has all the knowledge, all the information about you. And scientists, they when they used to do tests in the lab, they couldn't figure out some specific things about a disease or about a person. So when this thing happened with the subconscious, they thought, why don't we find a way to obtain the information about that person from the subconscious? And they discovered something called muscle testing. You get connected to the subconscious, you get all the answers, all the information about yourself through this method. When you are awake, you don't need to be hypnotized or sleeping or everything going on, what's happening. Because I'm against that someone has control over me. I appreciate it, I acknowledge it, and I'm grateful that we have these types of sciences. At the same time, I like to know what's going on with me. I don't like someone to work on me and I don't know what's going on. So that's why it took me like 15 minutes before the session to explain what's going on, and then step by step explain. So it is amazing to connect the subconscious with the body, and you get the answers when you are awake. To me, this is amazing. So
It is amazing.
I obtain all the answers of this thing, that which she called or he called trauma, and we get the right information about the incident, and then she or he remembers, and they get like emotional. Emotional means that the vibrations are out of the body, they are not stuck. Because what happens is, for some reason now, for example, this episode we're talking, we feel good about each other, we feel each other, we laugh. All these good feelings, they go through the body. This is the normality of the feelings, vibrations, the good feelings. They go through the body. When there is an intensive incident or trauma, if I would say, and it's intensive feeling, like let's say horror or any negative feeling, it goes into the body and it never leaves it for some reason, and scientists cannot understand this. It gets stuck within the body and it eats it. This is a very simple way of describing what's going on. And then when they are emotional, I take it out. How do I do that? This is what I do in the session. It's a scientific way. It's something very simple. It is the magnet. You know the magnet?
Right.
Magnet, when you put it on a, like for example, credit card, for example, credit card. What happens to the credit card?
It sticks.
It doesn't work anymore, right?
No.
Because it deletes all the information, all the vibrations. And this is what I do. I delete the information which is annoying you, which is causing you pain, which is causing you trauma, which is causing you to have overweight, which is causing you to have bad dreams. We get the negative feeling and we erase it. And then a person would feel better. Then we need to do some kind of little training here and there. It depends on the event that person went through, and it goes away. But the client must do, if I would say, little effort with those trainings. You know, in order for them to get better. But the root of the problem is vanished. But the good news about this kind of healing, that when the pain is gone, it never comes back. It goes for good. And there's another thing also, that you don't need to tell me your story. It appreciates privacy. My concern is only the negative feeling. It's not the story. Now, if you want to tell me to release it, from your chest, I'm all ears. I will be very happy to listen. But it's not a must. The must thing is for you to remember, so you can become emotional, and these stuck negative feelings will appear on the surface of your skin, so I can delete them. How many sessions? It depends. Sometimes, like this person who couldn't walk for 41 years since she was born. She couldn't walk. As far as I remember, the left feet. And her problem was, I went to her because she had depression. I noticed that she wasn't walking properly. So after we did the session for the depression, I looked at her and I asked her, I always try, because the method is there. And first of all, God is there. So I asked her, what's wrong with your feet? Why you cannot walk properly? She told me that she had it since she was born. So even me, I thought that it's something that we cannot change. But I just asked, shall we try? Let's see what happens. Her older sister, she was sitting next to her. So when I did the technique, there is a negative feeling which is called crying. And it shows, because I asked in what age. So it appeared that when she was in the womb. It was really strange to me. So I thought maybe the mother, she had something wrong. Because that's why we always say that when a woman is pregnant, make her happy and fill her with joy and happiness, because she will transfer it to the baby.
Yes.
So when I talked with her older sister, she was there. She said her mom used to cry the whole time when she was pregnant with her sister. Imagine. And we work on people who don't know, who don't remember. But we give them the feeling, of course, we talk to them that this is what happened to you. So they are within the process. And then I can delete the vibration if I would say. Three negative feelings. So it depends on the situation, it depends on the body of the person, on the incident, so many things. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
amazing
Wow.
story.
So even when I hear about different things, different diseases, if I would call it, different situations in a person's life, I just go ahead and try. But addiction, yeah, it can be healed
I was
also.
going to ask
Go
her
ahead,
about
Tom.
her experience with yoga, and you're
Yes.
yogini
No.
or something. That's kind of unusual, I thought, for a
Well,
situation. That's really how do you use that in your practice? Is there something that you do on a
yeah.
personal basis?
Actually, what stopped my panic attacks, first of all, God, of course, and then the yoga. You know, it's a breathing technique. It's breathing. Now, the physical movements that you do, they are very important, very good for your health, excellent for your health. My problem was emotional. So the breathing is something amazing to heal your emotions in a very simple way. While you are sitting and you do the breathing, it takes only 20 minutes a day. And it was a life transformation to me, because it stopped it helped me to stop the pills. I took the pills for only 8 months, and at the same time I was working on myself. So my advice for people are taking antidepressant pills to work on themselves while taking the antidepressants, but get out of it, because they have side effects, very bad side
Mhm.
effects. You need to feel that you have strength from within also. It's not just physical problems you will get from the pills, the side effects. Also, emotionally, you need to feel that you have strength. So it took me from the first month, the panic attacks stopped completely. And after stopping the pills, of course. And then after 3 months, I was too lazy to do them, to do the yoga. So I stopped for like 2 weeks and I was going down again. So it has to do with the hormones, definitely. So I said, it's not a joke. So I have to maintain doing it. And now for like maybe 16, 17 years, I take only one day as a break in a week, but I do it every day, every day, every day.
That's
And
good.
it's amazing. The holy yoga I do is, I felt within the breathing, connecting with God. Like I say prayers, I think of God. So I thought, why not to make it holy yoga? So I made those additions and I called it holy yoga. Of course, words from the Quran. I believe that they are words from God, and words, they have sounds. I'm not talking about the meaning of them, I'm talking about the sounds also. They affect us in a very nice way. So I chose the right meaning and the right sounds, and I included it within the session, and this is why I call it holy yoga. It's science, amazing. Every day we discover something. And the good thing, it's easy and it's simple and anyone can do it. You don't have to have like extraordinary abilities in order to do that. If you learn it, you can do it.
True.
It's just
True.
Yeah.
to have the honesty and to be pure about it. Is you really want to help that person or to help yourself, otherwise it won't work. If you will
Absolutely.
if you will
Absolutely.
misuse it, first of all it won't work, this misuse, and you will get nothing.
What are some of the tips you would give with us before we leave? Share with us and the audience.
Believe in God. This is what I say, because He's the source of everything, source of healing, and then believe in yourself. And God is always there. You can lose everything, you can lose everyone, but God is always there, and He's the base of your healing. And look for the root of your problem, not just something which will make you sleep for some time and then you wake up again not knowing what's going on. Find out, dig deep. It's worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to say a special thank you to you for taking the time this morning to sitting with us and sharing your story with us and giving us some tools that we can help ourselves if we are stuck in a situation. What are some of the things that we could do to get ourselves out?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that for us.
It's my
And to
pleasure.
all the beautiful souls out there, thank you so much for joining in and for sharing your little thoughts with us too. Thank you so much, Maggie Katan, for joining with us. That you guys gonna speak your Arabic.
Alice.
That was so amazing. And to Miss Joan Williams, thank you so much for taking the time to help the show to be a success also. And to Mr. Tom Thompson behind the scenes, thank you
Yes,
so much.
he's the base. I always say that he's the
Yes.
base.
Um,